This one's going to be a tough one. You should watch it. Stay tuned.
So I would say the last time I cried was the Lewis House interview when he asked me about God. But I'm not a big crier when it comes down to it. It really has to be something that really gets me to break.
So I'm going to tell you about the last time I cried. I cried when Worthy died. I cried the next morning. And Summer was standing over me and kind of put her arms around me. I was laying in bed, and I kept thinking over and over, he never did anything wrong. He never did anything wrong. What really got me on that one was because I did something wrong. And I'm going to tell you what it is. This is gonna be tough. We saw Worthy was barely able to walk. He was having a really hard time, and we didn't know what it was, pinched nerve or something. And they did like an ultrasound on him, and they did some blood work, and they thought he had a kidney problem. And I knew that we needed to do an MRI in him, and they were like, well, it's going to be like a month. You're going to have to wait, and it's going to be a problem, and, it's like $5,000, and, this. And so we decided, and we had his kidney removed. And then he was okay for a little bit, and he had like one kind of good day, and he used to be able to jump over things, and he tried to jump. We had this X pen, which is like a little fence. He tried to jump out of that, and he kind of didn't make it. It's the only time we've ever had a kind of problem with that. But he kind of sort of had one good day. It was like a Thursday, and then by Friday he was bad again and couldn't walk, and he died like by the following Friday. We took him back in on like, I don't know, maybe a Monday, the Monday following that, and I basically at that point insisted that he get the MRI. They got him in within an hour. When we found that out we got the MRI results, it was that he actually had cancer, and it was cancer of the spine, and it had almost severed his spine at that point. And by Friday, it had severed his spine. He couldn't walk. He was paralyzed from the waist down. That Friday was actually one of his better days. And I don't know, maybe that was 2 weeks after the jumping out of the pen thing. But I basically ruined like the last month of his life because I made a bad decision. I made a mistake, and I don't make mistakes like that. I'm Dana Palmer. Getting an MRI for a dog is like a level 1 or 2 out of 100 of what I do. I usually deal with 90, 95, 99, 100 level of difficulty. That was a 2 at best. And I knew better. And if I had known and done the MRI, I never would have gotten his kidney removed because that took away the last only good 3 or 4 weeks. I know it's just a dog. Somebody was like, all that over a dog? Because I went to like 2 to 4 hour counseling sessions for like 8 or 10 weeks after that. And sometimes like a couple in a week in order to talk through that. And I talked through like everything. The death of my mom, which I didn't cry for. I don't even know that I remember any other time that I've cried. I have to go back to like maybe when I was a kid. Like I wanted a trumpet real bad one time, and I got that trumpet, and then I became like the best in the state of Texas with it. And I have to like really go back, but because of that dog, and that dog, he was like the best dog that we ever had. Didn't have to be leash trained, and when he was on a leash, he never pulled that leash once. He just walked right by your side. He was perfect, and I could call him, and he would come back, and he didn't have to be leash trained. He could jump all of our fences.
There he goes.
He just stayed with us. I found him one day after court. I named him Worthy because he was worthy of saving. And then he became worthy of keeping. We tried to find another place for him to go, and it was no. He was it. From the moment they ever saw me, he was like my dog. He picked me. I was blessed with him. And I knew, okay, when all the other dogs are gone, he'll be my buddy. I'll take him everywhere, and we will go wherever it is. And I want to get like a plane so I can fly around with him, or I'll just take him on planes and things with me. He'll be the perfect dog. He'll be famous by that point. And he like climbs trees, and we got these videos, amazing stuff of him.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh, Worthy, the squirrel's on the house. Don't even think about it. Look at him looking.
And he was really tied into like my identity and plans, and I felt it was my fault for handling that bad, and it was my job to protect him. He was my dog, and that was the one thing. Chain linked, screwed up like everything in my life, like backwards and forwards. was like that one thing. It was like the breaking point of like, I can't, like, I have to talk. I have to get this out, like 20, 30 years backwards and then forwards about everything. Because without that, I didn't, every plan always had him as a part of it. And I just lost a part of me. He was only 5 years old when that happened. And I just had to look at it like he lived a much better life because he was with us, and he sure did. Then he probably would have died. I mean, when we got him, he was emaciated, thin, and covered in fleas. And, you know, I have a picture of me like giving him his first bath that first night. And I just lost it with that. And, you know, just then went and talked it out and figured out what I wanted to do with my life. And took me a little bit of time to get through it, but I definitely got through it. Still miss him. He was just amazing. And it sucked, but it's a part of life. This is the Lawyer Dana Show.